Hello, welcome to our virtual back to school night. My name is Mr. Matthews. I am your child's Algebra 1 teacher for this school year. Wanted to just take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about the class, give you some information, and then if you have other questions, I would welcome you to contact me with those, and I will do my best to get you that information that you need. So to start with, here is my contact information. The best way to get a hold of me is to email me. The phone number that you see there on the screen, 970-488-7130, is my office phone number, but I am actually not in my office very often. I am usually just in my classroom, and so there's a good chance that I will not get that call when it comes in, and may not even see the voicemail right away either. So best thing to do is email me. If you leave a voicemail or something, you might also send me a quick email saying, hey, I reached out to you on the phone. Can you get back to me? That'll be helpful as well. My email address is tmatthew. Even though my last name is Matthews, there's no S on the end there. So tmatthew@psdschools.org. That's the best way to get in touch with me. So I want to just talk to you a little bit about this class. This class is a year-long math class, and so it's a little bit different than some of the other math classes that we have at Rocky. Likely the rest of the math classes that your child will be enrolled in will be just semester-long classes or possibly like a quarter-long class, but this one's a year-long. And so some of the goals that we hope to achieve are that the students are able to come to this room and feel that they are safe, they're supported, they can work with their classmates, they can ask any questions when they're confused without worrying about it not being a safe environment. So that's the biggest thing. If students feel respected and safe, hopefully it'll be a much easier place for them to learn. So that's the very first one. And then other goals, we really want them to gain a lot of confidence in their mathematical abilities. I recognize that many students that are taking this class maybe haven't done as well or don't enjoy math as much, and I'm really hoping to get them to gain some confidence and feel like, yeah, I can do this stuff. And so we'll be working a lot on that. I'm a big person who believes in effort, and so I'll be working with your students to help them get that confidence and make positive gains in the class. And hopefully if they can gain that strong mathematical foundation in this class, they'll be able to be successful in other math classes that they take in the future. And that's partly why we have this offering of a year-long classes, because we really feel strongly that if we can build that strong foundation, it's going to make every other math class that they take in the future that much better for them. And then the last one that I've mentioned here, students will take ownership of their learning and keep open communication with me. Now that they're in high school, even more just responsibilities are falling on them. And so I want them to take that ownership, feel like, the effort that they put in is making a difference, that the impacts that the things that they choose will impact them more and more in the future. And with that comes the responsibility of keeping an open communication with me. This can be if they're not understanding things and then therefore asking questions. This is also if they're absent, making sure that they come and talk to me and talk about what they need to make up or ask me about what they've missed. I won't always approach them on that. I really want them to develop that skill where they are coming and talking to me when they need help, or specifically if they're absent, finding out what they need and what they missed. So just kind of a quick rundown on some of the supplies that they need for the year. At the beginning of the year, I gave each student a composition notebook. This is what we're going to be using for their note-taking, where we do different examples together. And it's really just a spot where they can go back and look at some of the stuff that they've done, just keeping it all in one place, not having loose leaf paper where one day they write it on one thing and then another day it ends up somewhere else. This is a way that they can, keep everything together and well organized. Always want them to have something to write with, preferably a pencil if they can when they come to class. I'll usually have extras, but bringing that writing utensil is good. Some type of folder or binder is also going to be helpful. That way, just any papers that I return, they can keep those in that, and they'll have that also in one spot and can kind of keep those things organized. Extra notebook paper, that's going to be helpful as well, just if they need to do an assignment on paper that's, not a worksheet necessarily I've given them, something like that. So just some extra notebook paper will be helpful. And I do have some extra in my classroom as well that they can use if they need to. We have a classroom set of calculators and a classroom set of textbooks. So those aren't things that your child necessarily needs to get from me. A lot of times they can use the calculators that are on their phones as well. But in terms of the textbooks, if you do want to have them bring home a textbook, then let me know and I can check one of those out to them. We don't start using the textbook right at the beginning of the year, but we'll use it more as time goes by. There is also an online textbook, and so they can access that on their student computers as well. Here are some of the web pages and kind of online resources that we'll be using. GoFormative is changing to formative.com, and we use that a lot. It allows me to create different things online and then send them problems. What's nice is that I can quickly see how they're doing and talk to them about certain problems if I can recognize that they're missing them. So that's a website we'll use quite a bit. Delta Math is another one. Big Ideas is the website that they use their textbook with. And so that's where you can get the textbook online if you would like. And I'll go through all that with them during class as we start using that. Desmos.com is a great online graphing calculator, allows us to do some really cool things that are movable and can really help students visualize different parts of functions as we get into those. So those are some of the resources that we'll be using throughout the year. In terms of grading for the class, the way it breaks down is 60% is their tests, quizzes, their big quizzes, midterm or final exams, and then 40% is their daily work or assignments, and maybe some small, just quick quizzes that I gave them. So that's how the breakdown works. We're on a quarter grading system, so they'll have a first quarter grade, a second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter grade with me. That's kind of all the information I have for you right now. Like I said, if you have questions and want to reach out to me, whether it's on something just for the start of the year or you have questions or concerns that come up at any point during the year, please reach out to me. I'm here to help out you and your children, and hopefully we will have an outstanding year. One other thing I just wanted to mention is homework. Your child will probably not come home with a ton of homework for this class because we have it for the entire year. We're able to move a little bit slower than in other classes, and so try not to give them too much homework. A lot of times if we don't finish something at the end of class, I'll give them some time the next day to finish those up. So that's another thing. Don't necessarily expect for them to be bringing home math work very often. So sorry we were not able to meet in person, but I hope you have a good rest of your week, and please reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you.